Hey y'all, Ben with Hook and Reel here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is part 2 of early spring maintenance. In this video, we're going to be doing some much needed boat maintenance. We're going to be fixing lines on the live well, possibly a bad battery in my 2-bank system, fixing the trailer wires because I have only half the trailer lights working and I've held it off long enough. I want to have all the trailer lights working, one for safety and for legality reasons. I don't want to get pulled over and get a fix-it ticket. I'm going to show you guys what happened on the boat that has made me need to fix the live well in this next clip.
I don't know if you can see, but it's full of water. You guys see in there? So the boat is like sinking. So we're having a good day, you know. We can only go like 5 miles an hour. So we're limping her back to the dock right now to trailer it, empty the water, and then we'll go back out. I'll explain more once we're off the water and a bit more safe. All right, so good news, the bilge does work. It drained out most of it. So we're empty now. Gross in there. And we're drained.
So that was a crazy experience. So happy that we didn't sink the boat. But luckily, got the boat back, drained it, it's all good. So we're gonna fix that live well today. So let's get on with the video.
All right, all. So I know it's gonna be really hard to see in here. Let me see if I can get this out. So I got my dual charger here. And I don't know if you can see on the left, that light is still blinking. This has been charging for, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 days in a row now. Maybe even longer. And basically what I've noticed is before I replaced my starter battery over here, I had to jump it a few times due to the freezes, and I was using the lithium batteries like my dual bank over here to jump start that. And I think with me doing that and a cold snap coming through while I was on vacation, damaged that battery. So what we're gonna do, since this has been charging, it should be full, but I think like inside there's cells in there. I think one of them is damaged because I went fishing and I was using the trolling motor, and the trolling motor had maybe like half the power, and like I was out for like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, and it said that one bank, that one battery, like when I hooked it up at the charger, was completely dead. So I think that battery's fried. So we're gonna pull that battery out, get it battery tested, and if it's bad, we'll replace it. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. I'll tell you what, it doesn't look very good. Woo! So hard to say if this is just like fiberglass from like, I don't know, drilling or whatever, you know, that I've done. But says a date of 3/25, and like I bought it last year. I didn't buy it too long ago, and I feel like it's already failed. Like you can kind of feel a ridge here, but I don't know if that's battery acid. Like, I don't know, you got some like weird plastic stuff coming out here. All right guys, so got the new battery. So it's a Duralast Marine. So I got the battery tested, and it was at 84% charge. So it's been charging for, like I said, 4 to 5 days, and wasn't even 100% charged. And then when they load tested it, it had 0 output, so it wasn't putting out anything. So I think that explains why I was having some trolling motor issues. So let's get this guy installed, and then we'll think about doing the trailer lights next. Oh Lord. Gotta just move this mess out of the way. Try not to smash my fingers. There we go. So what we'll do, we're gonna hook up the battery charger. Okay, so like before, I'll show you. We got a blinking light again, but it is a brand new battery, so it may need a little bit of a charge. But got those in. I know it's dirty in there and it's a mess. I'll deal with it one day, but they're both charging. Sorry about the low light, y'all. We're working in the dark tonight, but wanted to show you. I mean, these are working. These are the side indicator lights, but they're really dim. For some reason, when I brake, they get brighter. Not sure why. But my lights are on the car, and we have basically nothing here. And I recently discovered this light is completely broken now. And this side indicator does work. Well, we already ran into our first snag. I didn't realize this is a 4-prong because this is my adapter, as you can see, was dragged on the ground. So we might get a new one of those too. I just didn't know that this is a 4 flat, but the white was pulled right out of it. Before we run to the store, we are going to address this problem, which I cannot fix because the wires were pulled out of the actual light. So we're going to take this light off, cut it free, take it to the store with us, and get the right size. So let's take this off. Point soon anyway. It just pulled right out of that because the back is cracked open, if you can see that. So we need to get this fixed. This wire was snipped right there. So let's take this to the auto parts store and go grab a couple more pieces and get a new one of these. Let's go. So all AutoZone had was the 4 flat, and they only had one single tail light. I mean, I'm pretty sure that one works, but I kind of was hoping to get 2. They had like a trailer kit that came with 2, but that was like $75. It's because it came with all the wires, which maybe would have been a good idea, but I'm just going to try and make what we can work. I got plenty of extra wire at home. Those of you that know me know I have tons of wire. So this will go together like so, and we're hoping, you know, we don't have any issues. But they actually did not have another adapter from the 6-way to the 4 flat. They didn't even have an adapter, so that sucks. Okay guys, so I'm just reading the instructions because we got 5 wires on the trailer, but 4 wires to the 4-wire prong, obviously. So white is ground, then left turn yellow, right turn is green, and your tail light and marker light are brown. It's gonna go yellow to yellow, green to green, and then we're gonna put both browns to our 1 brown. That's why, because it's marking each light with a different. Okay, that should be easy enough. These should be good. See if you guys can see that there. Got those all done. Not too bad. So now we're gonna go install the rear light, and then we will test it and see what wires need to be fixed, and then we'll go from there. Oh, I wonder if these are side specific. That would be funny. Oh, it does. It says driver's side. They didn't have another one, so it wouldn't have even mattered. Whatever, we're just gonna install it upside down. No big deal. Sweet. Okay, so that's good. Wires don't look amazing, but they don't look terrible either. And then we're gonna use our heat shrink connections because this side gets in the water. Okay. Heat shrink these bad boys. Sweet. Those are now nice and sealed. Okay, now let's see what lights work and what don't. All right, so long story short, none of the lights on the trailer worked after hooking everything up, plugging it into the car. I actually had no lights at all. So I had no power to the lights that already were working, the new light that I just wired in. So I was kind of sitting there stumped, and then my neighbors came along, some very nice neighbors, and he asked what I was up to, and he offered to help me, and I was like, if you want to. I was like, I'm going to be here either way. And he's like, yeah, I'll come help you. So him and I proceeded to try and figure out what was going on for the next, it took us 2 hours to figure it out. And basically what happened was the trailer wires from where they go into the actual trailer, like inside the frame, to the four-way connection that I had just wired in, there were tons of splices in there that were just really bad. Like, it was all wrapped in electrical tape, had like this weird putty inside where they soldered the line, like where they soldered two different wires together instead of using wire connectors. In reality, soldering is probably better, but obviously they didn't do a good job because there was some kind of short in there. We determined with one of my electrical tools from my automotive days, we determined that out of my car's 6-way plug, everything was right. And then from my 6-way adapter to the 4 flat, everything was working. All the lights were lighting up how they were supposed to. So basically, since we narrowed down that those were working, it had to be something along the trailer wires. So when we opened up all the electrical tape they wrapped around all those connections, I was like, this has got to be it. It looks terrible. I was like, all the wires you can see run down the trailer after they pop out of the frame to all the lights. I was like, everything there looks fine. So I inevitably decided to cut that section out where, you grab it and plug it into your car. I cut like 4 feet off. So I had some extra trailer wire. We spliced that in, pulled it through the trailer frame, connected it to the new 4-way, and we plugged that in to the car, and then we finally got some lights. So the lights on the left side of the trailer were working, but my rear tail light that I had just put on was not working. So we got under the trailer and realized the tail light and brake light wire was not even connected. So proceeded to connect that back in, and when we were stripping the sheathing off of the wire, to put a wire connector on, the wire was completely rotted. So I ended up putting in a whole new like 10-foot wire so that I knew it would be fresh. And then once we wired that in, got everything zip tied up so it's not hanging down. And once that was all done, connected it back up to the car, turned the lights on, and everything finally worked. We ended up working till about 11:30 at night, and it was so nice of my neighbor and his family. They hung out with my wife and were just talking, their kids and his wife were just talking while we were working. So it was still a fun time, but really, I can't thank him enough. It was just nice to bounce ideas off of each other of like, oh, it could be this, could be that. So really, he helped me out, and we got it figured out. Now we're moving on to bleeding the hydraulic steering system. Then start turning. Okay, hopefully that's it. Well, hopefully that's all we need to do. All right, y'all, so what we're doing is, as you were saying, spinning the steering wheel. So we're doing this back and forth, just like a car, to get all the air out, or at least as much as we could, while we're putting oil or more hydraulic fluid back into the system. I have a leak somewhere on the steering component over here, but I don't know where it is. And like I said, it's too expensive to fix, so. Okay, and the last thing we're doing is changing the fuel water separator. Okay, then I'm gonna pour all this fuel into here. Because this fuel is so expensive, I can't waste any. Now, get it back in there. All right, that's all done. That one's the easiest thing we did today. Check it out, y'all. We got all the lights on. Side indicator. Running light. Running light. It's hard to see in the day, but it is on. And other side indicators. Check this out. All right, so we got the trailer fixed and got the fuel water separator done, got the steering done. I think we'll head out. We'll go and test this soon, but very happy with the progress we've made. I can't thank my neighbor enough, but it's all good. All the lights work, everything's good. It's the first time it's worked in a dang long time, and I'm excited about that. I realized, guys, I forgot to mention what happened with the live well. So I ended up taking the boat out later and had my wife drive, and then I flipped on the live well. And I forgot that the switches are kind of mixed up, like the wires are kind of crossed, so some switches do different things. So basically the switch for the live well is actually I have a spray hose on the boat, so it was actually turning that on, and then the connection between, it has like a coiled hose, and then like the actual black rubber hose has a screw connection right there, kind of like a normal house hose, and that connection is broken. So what I ended up doing for now was just put a big, huge bolt into the big black hose and put a hose clamp on it. It isn't 100% sealed. If I turn that switch on, it still kind of sprays a little bit. But then when I turn on a different switch, that turns on the live well, and all those lines are good, no leaks there. So that's very comforting to know that that is fixed. I just need to get some new parts for the hose connection, and that's fixed, no more leaks. All right, all, thank you so much for watching. And if you made it this far, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. And then we'll catch you in the next one.